Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Meat Cat Body by Jeremy Jones.
Well, Lions fans, we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. Even our assistants are getting better job offers now. This morning, we find out that Lions offensive line coach Hank Fraley is interviewing with the Seahawks tomorrow for their OC job. And I said this was going to start this year. If we made it and got that number 1 seed, I called all of them. And the fact that the Lions are letting these guys go and look, I think they're going to be more committed to finishing the job this season. I just said it, Dwayne Keene. I literally just said it. He's taking it. He has an interview tomorrow with the Seahawks for the offensive coordinator job. I think before long you're going to see a request for Mark Brunell. And I think that 100% is why we brought Teddy Bridgewater back. We're going to hear before the playoffs are out that somebody's going to request to talk to Mark Brunell for an offensive coordinator or an assistant offensive coordinator. I don't know. We'll find somebody. I trust Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to do their diligence and find somebody. Or maybe Dan Skipper retires and moves into that role. Yeah, remember, he's going on 38, 39 years old. Kevin Ziegler could do that too. Both good options. I'm not as worried. Chris Spielman has the interview tomorrow with the Jets for the GM job. Later that afternoon, Aaron Glenn has the interview. So let's see. Today, it's later today that Glenn has the interview. Tomorrow is the Saints. Saturday is the Bears and Jaguars. No date set for the Raiders or Patriots. Ben Johnson, his first interviews are tomorrow with the Patriots and the Raiders, and Saturday it's the Jaguars and the Bears. He told the Jets to kick rocks. So that tells me he has some common sense. I don't think most of them are leaving. I'm just naming the ones that I think we may lose. I think it's more we may lose Antoine Randall, Mark Brunell, and Hank Braley. I think those are the ones in question. I think Tanner Angstrom is flying under the radar because nobody realizes what he's been doing with us the last couple of years. I think Calvin Shepard is sought after, but he knows. I think he knows he's the shoe in for defensive coordinator, and I think Terrell Williams will be made the assistant defensive coordinator if Aaron Glenn leaves. And yes, this is why we hate the bye week, guys. This is the type of stuff like today is just a walkthrough for the Lions. Tomorrow is where they might see put pads on, but it will be a more physical practice. This is what Dan Campbell said. And Saturday it's a full go. The reason why he gave his coordinators, all the assistants, and all that stuff the day off, the week off, and just has the players working out with him is because they have no opponent to prepare for yet until after Monday night. I think it solely depends on if Chris Spielman gets the job for GM with the Jets. If Chris Spielman gets the job for GM with the Jets, I think Aaron Glenn will be the Jets head coach. Now remember, they do 3 interviews before they hire somebody. The second one is the contract offer. The third one is them signing. That's how it goes. So let's even see if they even take a second interview from these teams, because that'll tell you which ones they're truly interested in. If that makes sense. I hope I'm making it clear. But until the Lions are either A, out of the playoffs, or B, win the Super Bowl, guess what? Nothing matters because no contract can be offered. So that's why there's usually an initial set of interviews before the Super Bowl, and then you hear nothing till after, unless your team is out of the playoffs. Those coordinators, those coaches are up for grabs, and we know we're not out of the playoffs. So we're safe through the end of the playoffs right now. That's what I'm trying to get through. It's nothing we have to worry about till the playoffs are over. And the Saints never. The report from Rappaport saying that the Saints offered Ben Johnson an interview are false. He never offered one. So you can't always believe what Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter says when it comes to this stuff. It literally says he was never offered, and he told the Jets he's not interested. The winner of the tumbler is the same one that won the damn jersey. Moonscar Blade, congratulations with 57 total wins. Second place was Will Vogel with 53. If he wouldn't have had that awful, he might have gave you a run for your money. I think there's a chance we keep Ben. Just listening to what he's saying in the interviews he's done, I don't think he truly wants to leave. And I think it not only has to do with how he feels about this team and how he feels about Dan Campbell, it's about how his family feels about being in Detroit. I think it's going to take a special offer to get him out of there. And I think when he goes to the Jags and the Bears, he's probably going to laugh at both of them. Thanks keeping Belky and getting rid of Peterson. This is their third coach, their fourth coach with Belky. Trevor Belky is a great, great talent evaluator, but horrible at where he picks them. Taking Trayvon Walker over Hutchinson. He's just now looking like Hutchinson's first half of his rookie year in his third year. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot not going on. Thank you, Hokey Doe. Just give a like, please. I don't think it's as troubling as you think, Joseph. Keeping keeping polls seems like a bad idea to me, and I think he's going to walk away from that one. It's an interview. He took most of them, but he told the Jets to kick rock. You've seen most of them. There's also the draft one, where it's basically the city of Detroit with Lions logo over it. Says NFL Draft 24. Um, you've seen the skull fuck. You've seen the fuck the Packers. There's a couple other Lions ones. He can also take a picture of any player and put it on a Tumblr as well. Or even on a canvas for a framed picture. Who's your favorite player, Moonscar? We could probably even do something like that. But thank you, Okie Doke, for popping in. But I'm really not as scared for Ben Johnson leaving just because of the interview he did earlier in the week before he left the facility. It sounds like he wants to be here. Everybody says, "Oh, him taking the interview is troubling." I don't think it is because I don't think the Bears are that close. Oh, she doesn't have one. She's just bandwagoning. Okay, I'll send you some different stuff. We accept the wagons from people. It's fun. I've been bandwagoning since 1973. Me, 1975. I feel you, brother. Yeah, so after the show, I'll put some pictures together. You know what I think would make an awesome Tumblr? That. I think that would look sharp. Just cut it off right here and here, at the edges of the opening. I've been bandwagoning since the glory days of 8 and 8. God, that started in 1963, the year that William Clay Ford bought the team. Yes, California. It's looking like more likely that the game is going to be played in Phoenix for Minnesota at Rams. So a lot of scheduling changes. Henry Gray, good afternoon. I don't know if you read, but the Seahawks are interviewing Hank Fraley. Hank Fraley for their offensive coordinator position tomorrow. I'm really not afraid we're losing anybody. I think we got enough people to move up. Okay, not that far back. I just had to go there. I know you're not that old. I just like being funny. Besides, I'm one of like Joseph Austin and Michael Huck, a few others, were some of the oldest fans that were around Pat Rothwell, there's another good fan. Good to see you. Yeah, so that just broke just before I went live. It literally, the message came through just before I hit go live about Hank Fraley is going to be interviewing tomorrow with the Seahawks for their offensive coordinator position. Yes, yes, I think they can. 'Cause now Marshawn Lattimore, congratulations, Dwayne. I know I've been since I was 5, since I can remember. And some of that's fuzzy, so you might as well say probably since birth. All 54 years of my life on my 55th revolution away around the sun. Remember, your birthday's at the end of your first year alive. Yep, that came across right at like 11:59. Joseph Ostom Hank Fraley is being interviewed for the offensive coordinator position. The only good thing that I know is that no matter what, unless we're either out of the playoffs or have won the Super Bowl, guess what? They can't take them. So unless you're the Bears, um, the entire AFC South, other than the Texans, hokey doo. I've been a fan since around the late '60s, early '70s. I come from a family of Detroit Lion fans. Grit. Okay, I gotta go, guys. I hit the like button. Thank you, sir. I'm right there with you. My dad was alive and listened to last time the Lions won a championship in '57. So I grew up in a Lions family. So I am a Lions fan. But the great thing about it is this is the best team that we've ever had to talk about since what, 2014-15, which if you look statistically from that regular season, that was a Super Bowl caliber team. We just didn't have a Super Bowl caliber coach. Caldwell was good, not great. Had a winning record, and I give him credit for that. But at the same time, we lost a lot of games due to his play calling and time clock mismanagement. He took that Lamborghini of a defense that Schwartz and Mayhew put together, and it turned into a Yugo in 2 years, and it never recovered until this season. My dad was born in Detroit in 1934. Amen. My dad was born in '49. Good morning, Jared. Good morning, Joey. Great show last night. That was a lot of fun. We will be doing it again next Wednesday, and there's a lot less games to talk about then. It goes from 6 to 8 like that, or 4. I mean, yeah, I know you. I knew you wouldn't get any bets. And I want to say kudos to the few Packers fans that came on the NFL Roundtable Talks, coming in talking. Because guess what? I respect that. And when I mean I respect that, is the fact that after a horrible loss, losing to this guy, you can still come in and talk your smack. I mean, seriously, you lost to this guy. That's what he did to your defense. The cob eater. Yes, 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 the cob eater. Oh, yeah, I have fun with that. Yeah, maybe I have too much fun with it, but I still couldn't believe he did that in the post game. That's not a doctored picture. Somebody asked me what happened to his fingernails. I said they think they got chipped while he was sacked. Thank you, Pat Rothwell. But I don't know if either team in the North is going to win this week. I think Minnesota has the better shot because they're healthy, but neither team has a home field advantage. So it's going to be just like they're playing in SoFi in Phoenix. And on an and it was a neutral field in SoFi last time, and they beat them. Yep, Pickett was a full go, and I saw the report on ESPN this morning that Jalen was just doing walkthrough type of practice and limited. He is not taking place in team activities yet, so they're feeling doubtful about him being further in the concussion protocol than people think. They think he's still at stage 1, which means he hasn't even came close to passing the test yet. Because until he's actually working out with the team in that fashion, he's not considered to stage 2 of clearance. Just to update you on what they said on ESPN this morning, Joel. Uh, that's not what they said. They said this morning he's not even taking snaps with any team members yet. He goes, there's 3 stages before clearance. There's phase 1, and he's still in phase 1. Phase 2 is when he's taking team activities and doing the non-contact thing. He's not even doing that yet. He's only working out with the team trainers and the strength and conditioning coaches, is what they said this morning. That came from Sal whatever his name is. Palatonio, I think it is. So I don't think they're playing possum with him. I think he legit has a concussion concern. I know. I wanted to give you something that's from somebody legit. I trust Sal Pal more than almost anybody out there when it comes to Eagle stuff. He's usually the closest. He's kind of like Jeff Risdon and Tim 20 Man for the Lions. If it comes out of their mouth, it's usually the truth. I think that's what it is. I think it 100% what it is. And if it is Kenny Pickett versus a wounded Jordan Love, and let's face it, he is wounded. If that's the case, it's gonna make for a lot closer game than anybody wants. You gonna save Love Sal for sure. You so I that's what I do all morning is podcast. I'm watching to get the news because now we're in the playoffs. There's no sense watching a whole bunch of talking heads, especially. And I'm not knocking all podcasts, but they all do the same thing. They try to report on the fastest clickbait article first to make things sound better. And and I get it. I'm just not that guy. I'd rather talk real news, real sports. And that's why a lot of people love me and a lot of people hate me. It's why I'm growing slower than most podcasts because I don't do the clickbait thing. And when I do, I'm usually discrediting it and talking with a rational head and more on the business side of the game. Oh, you're 100% right. But at the same time, if he's working with the first team all week, which he is, remember, he just found out he was going to start that last game. So this will be his second week working with the first team. And he's not horrible. He's just not great. He's an average QB. He's fine for a spot start. Hopefully he gets you through if Hurts is not able to go. If Hertz is at clears protocol by tomorrow at 4 p.m., you're fine. If it takes all the way till Saturday, I don't know if I'd play him because he wouldn't even have a day to work out with the team. And I I think him just coming off a concussion with no workout, that's not a good idea. I hate his dumb gloves. Well, I hate his gloves too, but that makes sense because guess what? He's the only quarterback talking heads are all about clickbait. I know. I've never been that guy. You've been around for a long time, Harpazo. You've seen me talking. You know how I am. And when I make a prediction about something we're going to do, how right have I been when it comes to the clickbait stuff? Haven't I always been closer to the situation than any of the clickbait? But the dumb gloves, Joey, it's because he has the smallest hands of any quarterback in the league at 9 inches. I think a rookie might have beat him this past year, one of those small ones that were like a late day three UDFA guy, but out of all the starters in the league, he had the smallest hands. Joseph Austin, I love to hate watch you, Jerry. Oh, I know, but I'm just saying. I was saying that's why you watch me is because I'm that guy. I've always been that guy. I remember when everybody used to say because the '97 won the ticket was so big of haters, they didn't turn around until this season, did they? Yep. And now, but in all actuality, it could, but he's been doing it his entire career, so it's how he learned how to throw. So until they work with him in off season without the gloves, learning how to hold the ball, I think what he uses it for is to keep from fumbling. That's awesome that we're keeping Jake Rogers. He is one of the better defending ones. Jared Goff wears gloves in inclement weather. He doesn't always wear gloves inside. Hey, it does. I even wear just like the rubber coated gloves when I work on tires, just because it's better for your hands. Plus, makes so your hands don't get all embedded with the little rubber trunks from the old tires because it's literally rubber when it disintegrates like that. It's like sandpaper and it just embeds into your skin. Hey, no problem. That's what you're supposed to do, Fred. Do your job. I have no qualms. I don't even care if somebody has a family thing that's going on. You know why? They family football. That's where it's at. Speaking of which, I need to put that up right here. Give me just 1 second. Oh, yuck. Let me get that off there. Hate that. That's better. Who put that moldy cheese on there? Here. Yes, belt. That's all around. Ah, I've always wondered what is a Packer. Oh, that's a good one. But right here, God first, family second, then Detroit football. Faith, family, football. Boy, I know when you guys lost that game. Do you think the Detroit Lions train is getting out of control for the NFL? I think that the Lions are something different, and the NFL is not ready for them. I think last season, after we had the turnaround we had, and they put Sheila Ford or Sheila Hamp on the competition board, I got to remember to quit calling her Sheila Ford. She had that name legally removed from the hyphenated name she had. She's Sheila Hamp now. And don't forget, she doesn't just have Ford money. She has Firestone money. Her mother's maiden name is Firestone. Hey, Packer is a moving company. All their fans do is move the goalpost. Great comment, Fred. That's a +1. But like all of the smaller hands QBs wear gloves when they're outside playing in the elements. Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, um, Russell Wilson, for instance. When they're outside in the cold and in the wet, they wear gloves. Must be nice. Joey Uso says, is that about Sheila Hamp? So that's why she can afford to do what she does. She's the heiress to the Firestone family. Bill Jr. got the Ford company. I mean, she may receive her profits from part of that, but let's face it, Bill Ford Jr. is salty. He loves the team, always has, but he made bad decisions, and his dad put in the will that he's not to be part of the ownership of the Lions. Yep. So all these changes they do to try to make the game more competitive lately. Oh, I know. You know, when you get to the pinnacle, when you start doing stuff and it's a second year in a row, then it's not a fluke anymore, right? Isn't that what they say? Do it again. We're going to get that hate. It's what this division's all about. The black and blue division for some reason, and they're having the realization calls don't always go against Detroit anymore. And that's what it is more. Well, when we were losing, we made excuses too, Brian. Let's face it, we were a bad team for a long time. I understand the croaking. Um, the kickoff is fine, but the announcing of the onside kick is absolutely brutal. That's the only part of that rule. Yeah, we have seen more kickoff returns. The the touchback rate is down 7% from the year before. So we are seeing more returns. I say we're not so much getting great players, we're getting the right players. It's not a fluke, isn't that right? John Dorn moves the goalpost. I remember he goes, "I'll stop saying same old Lions as soon as you beat us in Lambeau for a second time in a row. We do it. Same old Lions. What? Well, I'll do it if they beat us again. Ah, you lost at Thanksgiving. I don't have to do it yet. Okay. Beat them in their house again the next year. Goes quiet. Quiet. Like you could have heard a pin drop because we lambasted them. We finished the game with a 10-point lead. Aaron Glenn only gets one guy back, one starter out of five, and the defense makes the Vikings look like that. Oh, I will have to post that later. Yeah. Also, if you want the one that was created for Hutch right after he got injured, you can even put that on a tumbler. If you want the human FTP, that's one of my personal favorites. I'd put that on a tumbler. Eric Whitson, thank you for jumping in. And Harpuzzle, yeah, it's not much black and blue. It's more blue, purple, and green. We got the black. Yeah, I just get why you say it because like Chicago's is black. Are all colors of a bruise. Yes. Right. That's exactly. And just laying here listening, folks. Had another neck injection, and Valium is kicking my tail. Dude, man, watch the Tracers. Jeez, Brett, hope you're good. Speedy recovery. And if only if AG goes and takes other coaches with him, do we get you get it's more coordinators than anything else. The assistants, I don't think you get that. I'll have to look. I'll look up the rule tonight and talk about it more tomorrow. I know, Brent. I was joking with the whole just in case you're watching it on TV instead of your phone. We all have that 1 year thing where we get something taken care of, especially once you get in your 50s. It's a given. But now I got to give kudos to Caleb Williams, the Cobb eater, and I'm not going to show the picture this time. He had 3,547 yards. That's the most by any rookie in Chicago history. So he did break that record. He broke the 3,000-yard mark as a rookie. That makes him a better passer than Justin Fields. You know, I don't. I'm not doing the rumors until. But I think Mark Brunell is leaving the team, but I don't think it'll be with Ben Johnson, and I don't think Ben Johnson's even leaving. So I'm not entertaining it because every time he does an interview, he talks about wanting to stay in Detroit. So, and until he's hired, which means after a second interview, that's when they offer a contract. No, Fred, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the assistants, the people under them, you don't get any more comp picks. It's just coordinators and head coaches. that leave. That's why Bill Belichick, while Matt Patricia was still getting a paycheck, they never gave him a title. If they'd have given him one title, coordinator, whatever, I'm not even going to look because I'm trying to answer the other questions that are more important right now. I don't care about his yards. I think Caleb had a solid rookie year, despite being behind one of the worst the most sacks. That just tells you that O line was trash, which I said would be the reason. I think I think Swift got close to 900, somewhere between 8 and 1,000. I don't think he broke 1,000. Uh, Swift disappeared at times. So did Aaron Jones disappear at times. So I don't think any of them played amazing. And they are a joke. I mean, that's why I try not to bring them up. I'll look up all the rumors and I'll do the rumor mill stuff if you guys want me to, and diffuse all of them because that's what I do when I do pay attention to them. But I pretty much have stopped watching most of the clickbait sports stuff. All I care about, all I really care about, is what's going to happen in a week from Sunday or Saturday or Monday. But I think Monday is the last Monday night football because we go down to 4 games. It's Saturday, Sunday football after that from here on out. So I'm more interested in what happens in a week from Saturday, if we're playing on Saturday or we're playing on Sunday. That's it. That's all I care about. Until I hear somebody is scheduled for a second interview, I'm not even worried they're leaving. Second interviews is where it's at. The first interview is just, hey, meeting up and seeing what they're about. And as long as they keep Trevor Belke, no, he's always been an assistant defensive coordinator. He's never been an actual defensive coordinator, Terrell Williams. He's always been a D-line coach or a linebackers coach. I think Calvin Shepard, if you listen, go back and watch the pressers of the past few weeks when he's talked after Aaron Glenn has came off and Ben Johnson has came off. He's the next one that talks 90% of the time. He sounds like a coach. Swift, 959, 3.8 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns, 42 catches, 386 yards, 0 touchdowns. Yes, Brad, that's right. It's belt to ass time for anybody we're playing. I don't think we will come out flat. I think they're doing it exactly right. They're not playing the guys hard this week. They're resting them up. They're going to run their structured plays. Is all they're going to run on the last day of practice. Their structured plays on offense and the structured plays versus them on defense, just to keep the edge sharp. Yeah, yeah. The Chargers defense is legit, and don't say the Chiefs defense isn't legit. They rested 7 starters, 3 on offense, 4 on defense, and the important ones. I still think the Chiefs get there right now. Right. He was an assistant coach, but other than that, wasn't a D-line coach since he started. I think the best matchup in these playoffs is KC, 100%. Mahomes is not playing as good as he used to. Neither do I. Oh, Fred. Before the show is over, I'd like to thank the Minnesota Vikings organization for supplying third world countries with NFC North Championship shirts. Oh, that's great. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. I've just been delivering the news that we got this morning about Hank Fraley. Uh, Remember, ticket prices go to the NFL and get split to every team. Pensman, good to see you, brother. And I saw your message that you were busy last night, but yet it'll be if they win that, it'll be the second time they beat a team with a winning, or third time they beat a team with a winning record. Sea Chickens, Texans, and then Philly. But for Philly, if they win, it's the second time they beat a team with a winning record because they beat the Commanders earlier in the season. The players were off till today. Today's just video and walkthrough. Tomorrow will be a light practice, more calisthenic stretching and weight room lifting. And then Saturday, they're just going to go through their scripted plays just to stay on point. So today is the first day back for the players, and it's just working out with Dan Campbell. They're going to do walkthroughs and video analysis. That's all they're doing. Tomorrow's a light day of calisthenics and weights. Saturday will be the first day they put on pads and actually have a practice. And like I said, all he's got is 20 scripted plays that we start every game with just so they can get on point and stay fresh. And I think it's smart to do it that way. The reason why the coaches got all week off is because we have no team to prepare for. There's no reason doing a specific game attack. There's no reason to study all six teams in the playoffs for the three that you might face. It wastes the mental capacity of those people. They need a break too. So I think that's a brilliant move. I think it's a nice way to keep the guys fresh, not push them too hard. And they're going to run those 20 plays like three times and then be done. No, I'm saying that Green Bay and the Eagles have only beaten teams with a winning record three times if either one of them wins this game. When they played teams with a winning record all season, they lost. They lost to the Eagles week one. They lost twice to the Lions. They lost twice to the Vikings. No, we don't even. I don't even have a time slot for that game yet. It's to be determined. Uh, for me, to me, I think the biggest thing is, yep, we don't know if it's Rams Vikings. It's actually between the Rams, Commanders, and Packers. And I seriously think the Commanders have the just best chance of winning just because they're playing right at the end of the season. Yep. They beat the Eagles, they went on to beat the Saints, and then they beat the last team that they played. Cementing where they were at as the 6th seed. Right. They already have that already. But why waste the time of putting in a game plan and then having to run that scenario? Okay, this is for game one. This one's it's confusing to the players and the coaches. So why run those game plans until you know who your opponent is? That's what I was saying, Kevin. Just do your scripted plays because there's 20 scripted plays that every team uses right off the rip. And if they work, great. If they don't. No, they're the 6th seed. Packers are the 7th seed. That's why they play the Eagles. Eagles are the 2 seed. Here's one for you. First player in NFL history to produce at least 4,500 passing yards and a 72 completion rate in a season is who? One Jared Goff. Brent, I live in Plainville. It's about 20 minutes north of Kalamazoo and 30 minutes south of Grand Rapids. Whew, been through Plainville before. It's been a long time though. I've been around most of this state. I may have lived in other states and cities and stuff for 10 years, but almost my entire life has been in Michigan. And the lower peninsula, I know like the back of my hand. The upper peninsula, not so much, but I know where some key points are that I like to go. Yeah, they've been getting some. Here, we just got basically 0 degrees in wind chill. Yay. Yeah, we got a little white shit here in Burton too, but probably nothing like what you guys are getting. Thank you again, guys, because I really enjoy the questions and being able to explain them to the best of my ability and what I understand and the rules I do know. And whatever I don't know, I look up and address it in the next show. The Sioux, yes, everybody knows where the Sioux is. Oh yeah, I know. You know, I actually prefer when the white stuff is falling because it only falls between certain temperature ranges. Yeah, Fred, I've seen some pictures. I know you like to fish out there, but snow usually. Thank you. I do that because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the clickbait. Everybody kept talking about how bad they wanted Max Crosby or Miles Garrett, and I told you who it was going to be, and who did it end up being? The last guy on the list. I said, in all actuality, I think we end up with Darius Smith. He's older. He'll be cheap because of the guaranteed contract, and it's more of a Brad Holmes type of move. I'm not a snowmobiler or ice fishing. Typically, winter has been below average, so I run rabbits with my dog. That's awesome. Oh, you're in Hessen. Okay. Yeah, Hessen is in the lower southern part of Germany, correct? Near Bavaria, the Bavarian region, if I remember right. Could be wrong. But how do you guys like the new thing I'm going to hang on the wall? That good enough? That sum it up? Thinking about putting it like right here. Near do I, because I think Chicago will be improved. They almost have to be unless they do something stupid coaching wise. Yeah, our cottage is a mile away from Lake Michigan, and I want nothing to do with it till April. I think that'll be good. It'll help to hold this in place. It'll seal it all up. Maybe put it like right there. Frankfurt. Yep. And then I got to find a way to mount this sucker too because this will be lit up for us. And that's probably going to go right here on this side. Blue LED. I spent 3 years in Haslach Falls in the Rhineland area. Beautiful country. Yes. God, I think Pete Carroll would be the best choice and the worst choice for the Bears head coach. I'm just trying to make my show better and more presentable for everybody. I want that LED. I hear you. But it's about that time. I have to talk about my sponsor and get out of here. Branded service right at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road in Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check them out. Used tires starting at $45 and up. New tires. New tires. Call to get your quote, 810-233-8230. They take 1 to 2 business days to be delivered. Talk to George or Red. Mention this ad. You will get $25 off of your set of tires. I- If they're new, $10 off a set of used tires. All tires come with an automatic 7-day warranty because guess what? When it comes to the manufacturer's warranty, you'll know within 7 days if you'd like your tires or not when it comes to new ones. We're not the big box store. We don't give the free repairs, free rotation, and all that stuff because we don't charge you the big box store price. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you in here. We are now approaching 555 subs. 555 subs. If I get another 200 by the end of this month, I'll be happy as all get out because I'll qualify for the 500 in a calendar year plan. If I don't, FGP, NV, and the Bears. Oh, wait, I forgot. They're done. I don't know if they're going to struggle to stay out of the basement. But the Bears are a lot closer to a good team than we want to admit. I'll leave it at that. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love, everybody. Have a great day.